aren't. Like, anybody see Field of Dreams, or is anybody movie freak? Okay. In Field of Dreams, the voice said, if you build it, they will come. Remember that? Yeah. Well, if you build it on the internet, they won't, because there's billions of other people doing the same thing you're doing today. They won't come unless you know how to drive traffic. And it is all about getting people. The articles are a great source of driving traffic. Now, so far, everything I've told you has cost you nothing. There is one cost with it. Two, actually. You've got to buy a domain name, which is $20 for 2 years. Shoot me dead. Right? My last store that I opened up cost me €450,000 to open it. And that was before I put one person in. And you get hosting. When you go and you buy hosting, I'm going to tell you all about Ireland is great and the rest of it, but don't buy hosting in Ireland. Okay? You want multi-domain, and you want it to allow you to have multi-domain. So HostGator is a good one. There's a load of international ones because they also have shadow servers, which means your site never goes down. Because your site is open 24 hours a day. And people are going to visit your site 24 hours a day. And another great thing about doing something like in the kitchen business, you came in, you bought a kitchen, we did a deal, bang, bang, 15, 20 grand, whatever the price was. Great. 90% of my work was ahead of me. You come onto my website, you opt in, you buy my ebook, you buy any other products I'm selling, I get a check. What did I do? Nothing. I don't have to redo the work. My sole business is drive traffic. That's what and I'm driving that in, no pun intended. For the fact, it's just about getting people to my website. That's all it is. There's nothing else involved. Just you want people to a website. Okay? And as Fergal Quinn said, this is your research. A lot of people come to me and say, I have a great product. Didn't I write that? I have this fantastic product. I don't care. Does the internet want your fantastic product is the question you got to ask. If it doesn't, you find another product and you put it there. And if you can't make the product, you go to ClickBank and 20,000 other people have made it. And then you go, which is what I used to do. But if everybody is doing this, then it's all over the place, isn't it? Do you know what happens? The best marketer wins. And that's the tool that most of the other people don't have. It's the best marketer wins. The person who can drive the most traffic will win the argument. Why? Because they do better on Google, they get more people to their site. The more people you get to the site, the more people opt in, the bigger your list, the more money you make. That's the whole business model. Okay? It's not complicated. Does anybody think this is complicated so far? Any questions? Everybody happy? Myth. So, find the system that works. Right? Learn it. And that's the important bit. Learn it. Okay? Most people don't bother learning it. They hit a wall. Right? And this is part of the reason that I'm doing a coaching program. They hit a wall and then they stop. This is too, I knew it was too hard. Right? So then you explode it. Toughen it. That's my business. Okay? That is my business. I can sit at home tonight and I can work as hard or as lazy as I want to do. I can send out an email. I don't have to send out an email. All the choices are mine. But when I wake up tomorrow morning, because America is on my neck, America's the honeypot, okay? Anybody who tells you, oh, it is Italy, or this thing, it's not. America's the honeypot. They're spending more online than anybody else. And then it goes to, believe it or not, Singapore. And then it goes to Australia. And then it goes to New Zealand. And then it goes to UK. And then you go, and we're down here somewhere. So are you going to sell to Irish people online? Because people say to me, I'm going to do an online strategy and an offline strategy. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, if you have a business, and you have a website, put an opt-in, squeeze page, whatever way you want to put it, up in front of it. Because you now get the name and address of the person that visits. Do you think that's going to make you money? Of course it is, because now you can go back and talk to them. If you could turn around and get the name of every person that walked through your door in any business, it's valued, it's absolutely priceless. And that's what this business can do. All right? Now, this is another great question that I used to ask when I was sitting there. Why is this Langer up on stage when he's telling me he can make all of this money? What's he doing here, like? What in the name of God? Well, you've all seen Pat Slatter. I'm a big boy myself, but he's actually bigger. All right, so he dragged me out. And the reason is, I am making money. Whether you buy today or not, and I'm not going to sell you anything, but whether you buy today or not, I'm still going to make money because my website's open and I'm driving traffic, and I have an affiliate mail that I programmed that went out at 11 o'clock this morning, which is 6 a.m. in America time, because that's the best time to mail in the States. Went out, and it's gone out, and there's money in my account today. I'll go home tomorrow night, I'm going out in a stag. When I get into it's already my email for tomorrow's program and my email for Sunday's program. So I can go away for 3 months if I want to, and this business runs. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually still making money while I'm here. But I've been honest, you saw Brian Cohen and the rest of it, I am sick to death of being an Irish person and listening to the absolute bullshit that we're being subject to. Teachers are out on strike, they're up the north shopping. Social welfare system is screwed. We haven't enough money. You know, everybody in the social service is a thief. Every guy in the private sector is a robbing bastard because they've made loads of money. The reality is, the government are playing a game with us for a simple reason. They don't know what to do. No, let's be fair to them. Which I don't like doing, but I know. None of us know what to do either. But that's not true, because all you got to do is get online, make some money, look after yourself. You look after yourself. Sean now stands up and he looks after himself today, right? And you look after yourself. What burden are you on the state? Absolutely not. Are you going to make money in Ireland at the moment? No, because people are terrified. Absolutely terrified. I'm an 80s baby, okay? Honestly, from a Cork perspective, the Celtic Tiger was locked in Dublin Zoo for about 6 years. And just when they let the fecker down to Cork, they shot him, right? So, you know, and we were wondering what happened. We have an apartment on the top of the tallest building in Ireland at the moment called the Elysian, which is 1.8 million. 1.8 million. It's looking down on the City Hall. It's not looking down on Barbados. It's not looking down on the Riviera. It's looking down on the City Hall. And we wonder why we got in trouble. Okay? So what we got to do, this is the national call, from my belief, and this is what I'm doing, we've got to bring money into the country. And the internet is the cheapest, fastest, and quickest and easiest way to do that, bar none. Because you can open your business for $30 tomorrow. That's all it's going to cost you if you can do your own web pages now. Do you want a tip on web pages? I don't like websites. I don't have a website, okay? I don't like them for a simple reason, they take work. I like a blog. Why? Because I can write in the blog, and Google love me. Because Google spiders go do-do-do-do, and they eat content. That's all they eat, content. So the more it changes, the more they come. The more they come, the higher you go, okay? That's that simple. I do web pages. And you saw mine. Was mine a pretty sight with that leprechaun in the middle of the gold? No, it wasn't, right? So you're into a situation where ugly works. So what you do, this is a niche secret. Let's say you want to go into weight loss, okay? And you want to open a weight loss niche. What you do, you go in and you type weight loss in Google. It's very complicated, now watch this. You look for the pay-per-click ads on the top of the page and on the right. The best spot is actually on the right-hand side. Most guys know that. And also on pay-per-click, they play a game with you because the top word could be $5. So you would automatically, you wouldn't assume that the next one ad down is $4.80. Next ad down could be $3 because it's an auction. So if you're ever going to go pay-per-click, bid small to start with and bid odd numbers because everybody puts in $5. Nobody puts in $4.97. Nobody puts in $3.97. Nobody puts in $1.47. They don't do it. All right? So you can end up saving yourself money. But if you want to get into your niche, go in and see the guy's pay-per-click and click and have a look at their page. Because if they're there doing that, it's making money. They can't afford to be there. Because if you want to see your money vanish at a rate of knots, play on pay-per-click. Google will say, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, all day long, and they'll just suck your money. You know, most keywords within Ireland, depending on if it's a competitive niche, if it has anything to do with money, are €2.50. So that's €2.50 every time someone clicks your site. Now, don't worry. People say, oh, a guy could go in and click it 10 times and I get charged €25. Well, no, you don't, because Google actually registers your ISP. And that's another thing, guys. Google know more about you than your mothers. Okay? Google know everything. If you want to talk about Big Brother theory, Google is it. All right? So Google are king. You just follow what Google are doing. But you go in and you have a look at his site. And you say, yeah, Jesus, that's good. I like that. Now, this is the real complicated, high-tech bit. You get your mouse, and you go, copy, highlight the whole thing, right-click, copy. You go into Word, or if you want to be very technical, you go into Windows Expression, and you go, paste. And you change the text. Because that's what all the top guys. I spent, you'll see it in a minute, 2 days in a basement with one of the top internet marketers in the world, right? Actually, Sean mentioned him as Matt Best. He's actually a good friend of mine, right? And this is what he does. And he's on the top of the game. And I'm there saying, oh, no, it has to be this and it has to be beautiful. Ugly works. Why? No idea. It does. Sales page, ugly. Thank you very much. You know why sales pages are as long as they are? Do you actually know why? Has anyone gone onto one of these sales pages that it goes below? Like the fold in the computer is just under the line there. And it goes the whole way down here. And you're... Oh, yeah. Right? And you get to the end and it says, for you today, it's only $3.99. Do you know why they do that? Because if you can go through the boredom of scrolling down, better chance of buying. That's why they do it. It's not because they've told you they're fantastic, their dog. You're going to read some stuff. So what happens is you go and you see the headline of the sales page, you go, and then it's just like going in shopping. Right? I used to own retail, so I understand retail. And you're a lady, you'll understand this, right? You go in, you see a gorgeous dress. So you go up and you got the dress. And it's lovely. And the hand just slips down nice and gently down onto the arm. And you look at the price. Isn't that it? We all shop the same way. You see something you like, what's the first thing you check? I like to look at this, I check the price. So you scroll the whole way down. And then you go about halfway back up again. And you'll see how much it is. You'll see some information. And then amazing, out of nowhere, you go up another bit and there's another buy button. Isn't that amazing? Because they know, like you saw with Sean, there's heat tracking software out there that can tell you, right? I have a buddy in Dublin who can tell you anything about any site. I mean anything. He can track where the mouse goes, where the people look, everything. All right? So you want to get into a niche, copy what the best guys in the niche are doing and change the text. Put some of you in it. If you want to write articles and you're having problems with them, you know, there's 1,000 ways of solving that problem. You can outsource it. And the other great thing about outsourcing on the internet, okay? When we say outsourcing here in Ireland, we all go, because we have, what, €8.63 minimum wage, €8.63 in the Philippines, or €8.63 an hour in India. The guy is living like Muhammad Ali, okay? He's living like God. The prices aren't the same, and they will do the work for you, okay? And the great thing is, you send him half the money, he does it. You say, doesn't like it. You don't pay him the other half and you tell him, all right? And you get on and you get somebody else. Elance.com, if you want to go professional, is a great site. And Content Divas, which I presume you'll be telling about tomorrow, is another great site. And Jason is going to tell you all about articles tomorrow anyway. So that's the last talk. So that's a good reason to be here if you're actually serious about going online. Okay? All right. This is the panicky bit. This is where everybody knows, and I just go, oh, he's going to sell me something because the testimonials are coming up. So I'm just going to warn you. All right? This is a girl called Shonda Nobles who had a talent agency. Actually, she was in Baywatch as her claim to fame. I don't recognize her, but she tells me she was in Baywatch. She was a bit lost for a while, and we just basically designed a business for her on a talent agency because she wanted to make money online. She didn't know how to do it. She came and asked me the question. It was very simple. She knew all the talent agents in Los Angeles. So do you see what I'm talking about? Something you love or something that you know. There is a business, I swear to God, for ye online within every single one of you. There's only one Munster rugby site as far as I've seen, and it's awful. It's a website selling you stuff. Why isn't there more? Rugby is a small game, but Munster has a huge following. You know, go have a look up American football and see how many product sites are available for that. You know, there's 1,000 different ways that you can make money online. All you've got to do is believe it. And as I said, start with something you know. Because everybody says, bank manager's on to me. If the bank manager rings you, don't worry about it. Because he's ringing 1,000 other people at the moment. And I hear this other great thing as well at the moment that just cracks me up. My credit history will be ruined. What credit history? Nobody's going to have a credit history when this falls down. We're all screwed. Okay? Because we all have property. You think you have a problem, Pete? The guy who owns the fucking Elysian inside in Cork, he owns 1.6 billion. So, like, no, they're getting enamored. The best you have. You know, it's the same I hear people saying, because, like, I went bust in 2000, okay? I lost everything. I made a fortune and then went, look at me, I'm great. And I lost it. I had a guy outside the door trying to repossess the car. I had the whole world collapse me and the bank manager's role. And I don't, one very important thing about the guy you're dealing with in the bank. Do you know what his job is? Anybody have an idea what his job is? It's not to collect money, it's to get the file off his desk. So once you can facilitate the file getting off his desk, he'd love you. Because he gets paid on Friday and he gets to go home. Because that's all he's interested in. Same with the taxman. Everybody, oh, the taxman is a nightmare. They're only people who have jobs too. They go home to their wives, their husbands, their kids, their dogs, their cats at the end of every Friday. And the majority of people in this country are actually nice. And if you treat them nice and talk to them, they'll actually try and help you. You get the occasional gobshite that you just ignore. And the other thing then is people say, oh, I got a solicitor's letter from the bank. Fantastic. What do you mean fantastic? It's brilliant. Why? Because what's the solicitor's job? To get paid. So if you can do any deal with him, he'll do anything with you because he doesn't want to go into court and put you in front of a judge because he's going to get fees that he knows he's never going to get paid. And he's on a retainer from the bank, and no matter whether he brings you to court or he writes you 1 letter, 10 letters, or 15 letters, he gets paid the same amount of money. Okay? So it's all about attitude. It's all about the way you want to treat it. The easiest way to beat the bank manager is, of course, to send them money. But make the deal first if you're in trouble. I learned that. That's Martin, the guy up top there who looks like a Fine Gael politician. All right? He studied with me. I set him up as the grey-haired marketer. He's actually up and running. He's got an opt-in page. Martin is 53 years of age and ex-auctioneer. Okay? Martin is now starting to completely change his life and what he's doing online, and I love it. Okay? Just to keep the balance, I put Jorgita in there. I don't know, do you know Jorgita from the seminars, lads? Jorgita is a very formidable woman. You can see what she says there. She knew nothing about computers, and Christ, was that true? Even forgot what colorblind is, right? You don't have to know about computers. It's not about computers. It's about what you know to translate that to online. This is Matt Basak. I had to buy him a bottle of whiskey to get us over. All right? Matt's an absolute raving lunatic. He's one of the top marketers online, and I was introduced to him by Pat. He had family from Cork, so we got on very well because I'll give you an idea. This is brainstorming internet marketing style, the guy in the middle of his arm in Moran, right? Okay, you get very creative about 3 o'clock in the morning when you're having a couple of pints. Right? Matt introduced me to his Irish car bomb that he goes, anyway, I have to tell you about this. He has this drink called an Irish car bomb, which is half a glass of warm Guinness with a shot glass with whiskey and Baileys in it, and he drops it in it. So he asked me what I thought, and I said, my advice to you is call it the Scottish car bomb and put Scottish whiskey in it because it's an awful waste of good Irish whiskey. All right? I've been lucky enough to go over and to see how he does it, Aaron Moore and Sean Casey, and a lot of the other guys actually do it. I've gone on the very inside of the ring to see how the big boys play, because any business I've ever gone into, like when I was in real estate, I would have loved to meet Donald Trump. It was the guy I wanted to meet was Donald Trump. So this time, with the internet, I sought out and paid the top guys to find out what they know, because honestly, the kitchen business in Ireland, we're going to buy a kitchen in the next 10 years, right? 12,500 houses. So I have 5 kids. I'm in the situation where I have more money in God on one side and I have no money on the other, all right? So I had the choice. I turned around, and making money online generates cash every day, and it generates cash. It doesn't generate ideas. It doesn't generate paper. It generates cash, and that's the important thing. So if you want cash, the internet is a great way. And you can work an hour a week. I don't. I work 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, depending on the day, because I want more. My list is 16,500. I won't be happy until that is up to 250,000 people, which is the population of Cork. I want to talk to the population of Cork every single day, and it's going to take me less than a year to do it. Okay? And to give you an idea, because an awful lot of people is, how much money is he making? How much money is he making? I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you this. You make about $1 a month per person on your list. So you can do the maths. Okay? So we did that, and that's Matt on Twitter. So this is it. What is the main one thing that I can tell you I've learned so far? And the pitch is after this, lads. So if anyone wants to run now. Okay, go back. You ran away. Pat, your remote's cracking me up. And this is something that Sean touched on. This business is simple. It's not easy. And that sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? So let me give you a very simple analogy. You were 17 years of age. Some of you not yet, not right, Greg? And you had to learn to drive a car. So you were sat in, and you were told, sit here now. And the first thing you have to do is check that mirror, and then you have to check that mirror, and then you have to turn on the car, and you have to make sure the handbrake is up, and then you got to put in the clutch, and then you got to make sure the gear is up. It is one of the most complicated things in the world, driving the car. Now, how many people got into their car to drive here and said, Jesus, this is going to be complicated. Christ, there's no way. I don't think I can get there because I can't remember how to drive a car. Matter of fact, you probably talked on your mobile phone, hopefully in a car kit, right? You probably listened to the radio and sang a song. You probably drank a cup of coffee if you're coming from far away. And you did all this while driving your car. So all you got to do in internet terms is learn how to drive in the car. All the rest of it comes together. So that's why I say it's simple, it's not easy. Okay? So he's running. So this is internet marketing jumpstart. This is what I tell you now, I've designed this specifically because I'm here, right? I wouldn't, honestly, and this is not hype or any marketing bullshit, I wouldn't do this unless I wasn't earned, okay? I only want to get a couple of Irish people up and running. I'm growing my business. I'm quite happy with life. So
You get people onto your list.
yeah.
From there, every time you update your blog, you have 16,000 new...
The blog is one way. I have a list with 16,000 and odd people today.
Yeah.
Tonight when I go home, or when I'm staying here tonight when